Fans Beyond Wrestling, this is Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. But a first time ever encounter between Jaka going one-on-one with Jonny Cockstrong. Both of these guys are very high-ranking members of the Beyond Wrestling roster, so there's a lot on the line coming into this matchup. Of course, Jaka, the reinvented Jonny Mangue, and what success he has had in Beyond Wrestling. Dedicating himself to a vow of silence until he is the #1 ranked wrestler in Beyond Wrestling. A victory here over Jonny Cockstrong will bring him 1 point closer. You think that Jaka is going to avoid finding himself pulled into the trunks of Jonny Cockstrong for that in the pants pile driver. These two locking up. Jonny Cockstrong sometimes gets overlooked for his technical ability because of his unusual antics inside the ring. Jaka able to reverse the position. Jonny Cockstrong quick to try and find an escape. Jaka proven to be just too strong. Cinching on that side headlock, trying to drive the blood out of the head of Jonny Cockstrong. Cockstrong using his long arms to try and fight off. Brings Jaka to the ropes, able to send him off. Jaka just driving him down with that shoulder block. There's Jaka, perhaps looking to build momentum off the ropes. He runs into the crab walk from Cockstrong. And Jaka, mesmerized, unable to escape. Jaka chasing Jonny Cockstrong across the ring. That's the first time that I've seen that. Jaka not falling for some of the tricks of Jonny Cockstrong. Rolling right into position, trying to get closer to his opponent. Strike first and to strike fast. Now Jaka with that side headlock applied once again. But check out Jonny Cockstrong right here, using again his size, his height, to his ability. Jaka once again proven to be too strong, once again controlling the wrist before going back to that side headlock. Now Jonny Cockstrong's getting his arms wrapped around the waist. Wrapped around the waist, I should say. Jaka perhaps going to be looking to bring him off the rope so he can shoot him off again. That's what he's looking for, big push. Once again, Jaka just plowed through Cockstrong. Again, trying to build momentum off the ropes. Cockstrong trying to trip him up. Jaka rolls over. Jaka set to the ropes, looking for that sunset flip. Oh! Well, Jaka connects with the kick, but unable to get out of the way of the Cockstrong. And the pencil cock connecting right in the face of Jaka, who has a penchant for bleeding out of the nose. I don't think it's his choice by any means. It's not a Jaka match until somebody's bleeding. I'll tell you what, getting hit with all 5 of those taped fingers, it could be Cockstrong. Look at the variety of strikes out of Jaka. And now, holding Cockstrong up by his face. Trying to distract the official to no avail. Change up his strategy, sending Cockstrong for the ride, and Cockstrong caught him. Now with the Bulldog. Oh. But Jaka using his strength to position Cockstrong on that top rope. Now caught in a trio. Whoa, going to some sensitive areas. They don't call him nipple strong. Oh! What a counter from Jonny Cockstrong. And kicking off the rope. Coming down crotch first. Almost had Jaka beat. Both of these competitors very unorthodox. Jaka showing just how tough he is, trying to fight back. They'll call it that drop kick.
Oh, drop dick. He's busted.
Now Cockstrong rolling into position for that lateral press.
He's been ripped open.
And There we see the blood starting to pour out of the nose of Jaka. Cockstrong cut him good with that drop kick, and Jaka trying to go to the throat of his opponent. Incensed, seeing the sight of his own blood. You know, before when it was Jonny Mangue, the smooth savage, we'd get the smooth side and the savage side, but you know, with Jaka, it's just the savage, this untamed beast. Look at this. Cockstrong, a moment of hesitation into the waiting arms of Jaka, thrown right overhead. Cockstrong might be toast. 1, 2. Only good for a 2 count. Jaka perhaps planning his next attack. Taking a shortcut, going to the eyes of Johnny Cockstrong. Jaka's really feeling it right here. Look at that, rolling into position, now diving in with that headbutt. And again, as Cockstrong tries to move out of the way, Jaka's right on top of him. He's relentless. Going for the pin once again. But the long limbs of Johnny Cockstrong proved to be resourceful in this instance. Jaka threatening the official. He's got a wild hair across his ass today. Did I say that? I said it. Jaka with these short shots.
Yeah, shake it.
Before going back to the face, once again a Cockstrong. You know, the referee's really giving these guys a lot of leeway in this match. And that's what Jaka can't do. He shouldn't be putting his hands on his official. That should never be tolerated under any circumstances. But I guess the referee's too scared to call for disqualification. The match is going to keep going on. Cockstrong some time to recover. Caught him low with that knee right to the abdomen. Now he's got the legs hooked. Jaka was stacked up, all of his body's weight coming down on the shoulders. That was a pretty good pin attempt from Johnny Cockstrong. Now Cockstrong using his lower extremities as a weapon. Jaka's down on the corner. Cockstrong sizing him up, and now he's just gonna grind his groin in Jaka's face. I can guarantee the official does not want anything to do to get closer to Cockstrong. Because what he's gonna put in the referee's face is gonna be a lot worse than some taped fingers. Johnny Cockstrong perhaps looking to elevate Jaka up onto that top turnbuckle, looking for that yes way, that top rope kryptonite crunch. Or maybe he's going to try and wear down his opponent a little bit more. Oh, Cockstrong sent hard chest first into the buckle. And Jaka usually connects with a clothesline, with the neck breaker from that position. Instead, just a straight shot to the face. Oh, but what a counter from Cockstrong. Jaka was looking for the rolling thunder headbutt. Cockstrong repositioned himself, and that might have taken a toll on him. Back to square one here. Both of these competitors struggling to get back up to their feet. And it is Jaka that's up first. Tries to come charging into Cockstrong, who's out on the apron. Oh, snapping his neck on that top rope. Now looking to launch himself off the first rope. Caught him right in the back of the head. And even with the unusually thick skull of Jaka, that is a bad place to get hit. Cockstrong with the knockout blow. Can he roll Jaka over? Wow.
Every move is just like a flying sit.
Close call right there. You hear one of the other wrestlers giving advice to Johnny Cockstrong. Perhaps more dick will do the trick.
What the hell is it? Big cock.
Cockstrong with the with the left wrist of Jaka, trying to set him across the ring with the Irish whip. Jaka finding some separation. Cockstrong staying a step ahead of him. Now trying to pull Jaka into the tights for the pile driver, and Jaka's looking for the choke bomb. Pulling him up. Oh, the impact right into the pin. Is that going to be enough? I don't think he got the execution he was looking for on that. As he popped Cockstrong overhead, he had a little bit difficulty holding on to him on the way down.
I think what you do is
Nevertheless, Cockstrong worse for wear, perhaps kicking out on instinct alone. Jaka really starting to get frustrated right here, circling his opponent a number of times. Wants to bring him to the corner. Cockstrong is going to up on his shoulders. Wants to go to Cock. Oh, he caught him with it. Jaka's out. Jaka's knocked out. He doesn't even know where he is right now. Oh, but Cockstrong's going to go diving in. And it was Jaka playing possum. Got him hooked up right here for the jaws of the Jaguar. Cockstrong gives it up. What a counter. Jaka playing possum. It was Jaka that outsmarted Jonny Cockstrong. And Jaka, he likes to use the top rope splash, the choke bomb, but the jaws of the Jaguar is his signature hold, and it's good enough to pick up the win over Cockstrong and move 1 point closer to the #1 ranked position currently held by Mark Angel. There you see Jaka at plus 10 points. Hell of a match against Jonny Cockstrong here today. Of course, going to be checking back every day this week. We're going to be putting up a free match. Yesterday we saw AR Fox one-on-one with Biff Busick. And tomorrow we'll have a brand new release for you here, right here. Subscribe, youtube.com/beyondwrestling.